Can I start? So first I will look at the section, try to understand which section gives the government power to exempt goods and services from GST. It is section 11. What is section 11 says? I have split the section into your understanding wordings. I said government may exempt selected goods or services from GST upon public interest to do so by notification or special order in exceptional cases upon recommendation of GST Council. My fundamental question is this: those activities or goods or services which are mentioned in exemption, are they liable to GST or not liable to GST? Not liable to GST. If an item is mentioned through Schedule 3, negative list we discussed, would that be considered to be a supply or not a supply? Not a supply. If it is not a supply, will that be subject to GST? No. So we can conclude by saying like this: if an activity is not a supply, no GST is payable. If it's exempt also, no GST is payable. Then why do we require two separate lists? What's the difference between negative list and exemption list? Why would say, I'll ask you a different perspective. Government has an activity in their mind, they don't want GST. If they put under negative list, no GST will be applicable. If they put under exemption also, GST will not be applicable. How will they decide? Should I put it in negative list or should I put it in exemption list? How will they decide on which list to put? Think. Correct. So the fundamental thought is very simple. Negative list is Schedule 3. Okay, thought is correct what you're saying, but I'm going to give you a little more understanding and saying that negative list is in Schedule 3, which precisely means that if an item is there in negative list, it is not a supply, not subject to GST. If I want to bring back GST to this item, what should I do? I have to amend the section. Schedule 3 is part of the section. Where can I go and amend the section from? Parliament only. Easy process, tough process? Tough process. If an item I have no long-term plan to bring GST on, which list I would prefer? Negative list or exemption list? Negative list. If I want to give exemption for an item for the time being, for now, and in the future I wanted to bring back the GST, for the time being I don't want to bring GST, which list would you prefer? Exemption or negative list? Exemption would be a better list, because exemption is a notification. To bring GST on an item of notification, what is that the government has to do? Put one more notification. Simple. So long term items under negative list, not even a supply. Short term items under exemption. For the time being it's not a supply, but tomorrow I can always bring GST into this item. Are you guys understanding the difference? Okay. They have now inserted one more section called as 11 capital A, which says that notwithstanding anything contained in this act, if the government satisfied that, again this is not an item of amendment that we have to bother, because there's no notification on this. There's a section like this, so that's the only structural understanding that you have, applicable for September onwards. Okay, insertion of section 11 capital A. So you might want to add it to the amendment. What's the number? 8. Government can exempt GST not paid or short paid. Reason: general practice. Suppose there was a confusion on whether GST is exempted on an item or not. Because of this confusion, Somebody decided not to pay GST on an item. Later government clarified that it is taxable. Out of general practice, people were not paying taxes. Later government clarified it is taxable. So there will be a period where they would not have paid taxes. Because of clarification, it is taxable. What government can do with this 11A? Give exemption. Are you guys understanding? So now giving power to the government to give exemption if somebody has not paid GST, and the reason is what? General practice was not to pay GST on this item. But later it became taxable. But for this period of general practice where you did not pay GST, government can give a exemption to you. Are you understanding this? There's so many cases where clarified like this. What if you did not bother about general practice? You're over conscious. You said, I'll anyway pay GST. Because of general practice, now they're saying giving exemption, but you already paid, taking extra care. Will you get a refund of it? No, that's gone. If you have not paid, government can give you exemption. There's no refund provision on it. Let's read it. Notwithstanding anything contained in this act, if the government is satisfied that government may, on the recommendation of GST Council, by notification in official gazette, direct that whole of central GST payable on such supplies, or as the case may be, the central tax in excess of the payable on such supplies, but for the said practice shall not be required to be paid in respect of the supplies for which the tax was not or is not being levied or was or being short levied in accordance with the said practice. If some tax was not paid, short paid. Why? General practice. Government can now give exemption on that amount. That's it. Very simple one. What is exempted from GST? Is it goods exempted? Now we are not learning 11A, we are learning 11 only. Basic exemption. What is exempted? Goods is exempted, service is exempt. Both. Your syllabus is service exemption. Does that mean goods are not exempted? No. RCM also very similar structure, right? RCM is applicable for goods and the service, but we learned only service. I said goods we will learn in CA final. Exempted goods we will learn in no final also. You will learn from Google. That's not part of your CA syllabus at all. Either CMA, that thing, it's not part of syllabus at all. Now, exempted services. Goods are also exempted. There are few examples that I've given. Fresh vegetable, curd, lassi, eggs, milks, food grains, etc. Just for example's sake. What is the notification that we are learning now? Notification 12/2017. I already taught you this notification number. 12, 13, 9, 10. Right? How do you analyze the exemption? I want to give you the superpower. That any exemption comes in, you will break it and analyze it. I broadly classify the exemptions into 4 categories. I'm going to do that. Any exemption that comes in, break it into 4 categories. Okay. How did we analyze reverse charge? Correct. We learned it. For interpretation, I gave you method like conditional, general. Whenever you have constitutional condition like individual, body, corporate, we call it as conditional and we'll remember the condition. Likewise, only we'll do the exemption also. How will we learn the exemption? We'll look at it. Some exemptions are specified supplier exemption. What is the meaning of it? They would say this supplier, whatever activity they do will be exempted. There are exemptions like that. For example, if you look at foreign diplomatic mission located in India, embassies, their exemption wording is like this: services provided by foreign diplomatic mission in India is exempt. So foreign diplomatic mission in India, if they start a canteen also, will get exemption. That are exemption like that. Wherein what is only mentioned? Specified supplier. Some exemptions are there where they mentioned only specified recipient. They say that any services provided to this fellow would be exempted. Then there are some exemption, they only specified supply of service. They said conducting religious ceremony is exempt. Supply of farm labor is exempt. They did not say who should supply, to whom they should supply. Anybody supplies to Anybody would be exempt. So what are the type of exemption that you have? Specified supplier, specified recipient, or specified activity. Then there is a fourth level exemption, combination. What could be the combination? Specified supplier providing specified activity, or specified supplier providing any activity to specified recipient, or specified activity providing to specified recipient, or specified supplier, specified activity, specified recipient. The moment you get exemption, put it into this category and then analyze it. That's all you do. Shall we do that? Every exemption you read, you try to think of this. Okay, what is this exemption? Then your interpretational ability would naturally improve. And exemption looks a little more easier. Okay, now you know little. That's a superpower that you need to acquire. We're going to have industrial discussion. Each of them will try to understand, and then you can interpret now, because you got the trick to interpret. So we'll go to that, fit into that, and look at what is exempt, what is not exempt. Industry discussion. All of these industries are being tested multiple times. Shall we? First, 4 exemptions I've given in a table structure. We are discussing industry called as charitable and religious activity. And I've tried to go as close as I say material in terms of discussion. In the sense, try to discuss in the same order, like in the same chronological order, so that if you want to compare, you might have the same item available in my material and ICA material, but much shorter. From 15 pages, we'll sort the entire thing. Shall we try that? First, exemption number 1. Specified charitable activity by entity registered under section 12AA or 12AB of Income Tax Act 1961. Tell me the category of this exemption. Which type it falls into? Specified supplier only or combination? Combination. What's combination? Specified supplier and specified activity. Recipient? Not there. Why they have mentioned specified charitable activity. Are all activities of charitable entities exempted? No. Are all activities which are charitable activities exempted? No. It should be done by a specified person. Who's the specified person? Are all charitable entities coming under this list? No. Only those charitable entities which have taken what registration? Income tax registration under 12AA or 12AB. Now income tax checks whether they are really doing charity and then gives you this registration. They should come under that, and they should do specified charitable activity. Understanding? Now, how many activities are considered to be specified charitable activity? 4 of them. What are the 4? Number 1, public health could include care, counseling for HIV or AIDS, terminally ill patients counseling, physical or mental disability counseling, drug abused persons, or for public awareness on family planning, etc. Any charitable entity which are into public health. Now I can even connect this back to the idioms that we have already discussed. What will be the largest revenue source for a charitable entity? Donation. Are they supply? No. What if the charitable entity put the name of the donor in the premises? Still no. We discuss the circular. What if they provide some services and they nominally charge some amount? Will that be exempted? Provided it comes under what? Charitable entity supplying some services, provided it is a specified charitable activity, and that charitable entity has what registration? 12AA, 12AB registration. First charitable activity is relating to public health. Second one is very important. You should underline or highlight that. Advancement of religion, spirituality or yoga. Advancement of religion, spirituality of yoga is also a specified charitable activity. Yoga is a charitable activity. Third one, advancement of educational program, skill development. For whom? Specified people. Who are they? Orphans, prisoners, mentally abused person, person above 65 in rural area. Person above 65 in Chennai, for them they are doing education program. Would it be covered as a specified charitable activity? No. They should be in rural area. Preservation of environment, including watershed, forest and wildlife. These are 4 activities specified. Next question would be, let's try to analyze specified charitable activity a little more. Yoga camp conducted by Isha Yoga Center. Yoga program conducted by Isha Yoga Center. Inner re-engineering program. I've gone for that. 3000 rupees is the charge for it. Would it be taxable or exempt? First, we have to look at Isha Yoga Center. Do they have a 12AB registration? Yes, they have. Is yoga specified charitable activity? Yes. Is that condition satisfied? Yes. Would it be exempt? Yes. This is how you interpret. Understanding. Suppose Isha Yoga Center is doing, apart from yoga, Zumba camp. Just for example, I mean something beyond fitness program. They have a lot of other programs also. Fitness classes in aerobics, dance, music other than yoga, will it be considered to be a specified charitable activity? No. Will it be taxable or exempt? Taxable. What about residential program? Okay, residential program. Will it be taxable or exempt? What about residential program? When you go for a residential program, in what? Advancement of religion, spirituality or yoga. If you go for a residential program, you get two things. One is advancement of religion, spirituality, yoga. Second, accommodation. Third, maybe food. Okay, to give you an example. You've seen Papanasam movie? August 2nd. Remember August 2nd? Okay, in Malayalam, the original movie, Drishyam. Okay, August 2nd. What is the guy's name? Swayambulingam, right? And family went for they went for some dhyanam, right? Yeah, they went for dhyanam on August 2nd. Family. Residential. Remember? Okay, they went for prayers. Residential. Suppose it is they went to a program for 2 days with family. They got accommodation, food and everything. Residential program. Will it be exempted? Prayers, religion, spirituality, yoga. Will it be exempt? Yes, provided what? Primary activity. I have highlighted it. Primary activity is advancement of religion, spirituality or yoga. You went for a Goa trip. Morning you went to temple. Okay, evening beach. Would you get exemption? No. By primary activities, not religion, spirituality or yoga. Okay, next. Services provided to charitable entity. Would there be an exemption for that? No. The exemption is by charitable, specified supplier and specified activity. Next question. Look at clarification number 1. What if a charitable entity is running a school or a college for what? For skill development of prisoners, orphans, person above 65 in rural area. Would that be considered to be a specified charitable activity? Yes, they've clarified it. What is that point in our main 4 activities? Third activity is it. It will be treated as charitable activity. Hostel accommodation by a trust. Is it a specified charitable activity? Hostel accommodation? No. What are the 4? Public health, advancement of religion, spirituality, yoga. Number 3, education, advancement of education and skill and preservation of environment. Hostel is there? No. But hostel has another exemption. Now, what is the exemption for hostel? If the per person per month is less than or equal to 20,000 and minimum period for which you have taken the hostel accommodation is 90 days, there is an exemption. That exemption, will that be applicable to charitable entity also? Yes, because that exemption is specified activity. Any supplier, any recipient. They did not fix it. That exemption can be available even for them. Then, second exemption that we have in this list. Conduct of religious ceremony. You tell me what category of exemption is it? Conduct of religious ceremony. Specified supplier, specified recipient, specified activity or combination? Specified activity. What did they not tell? Who should be the supplier? Who is the recipient? Conduct of religious ceremony. Lot of religious functions are there for birth, death, marriages. Okay, for birth, baptism function. So there's some functions and we have in Hinduism as well. No, there's a function where people put white cross. Right? What is it called as? Punul function, right? There's something, there's so many functions, right? Like, you know, there's different dates, different function. All of this has what? Religious ceremonies, pujas to be done. Anything you're starting fresh. Okay, generally in Hinduism, what we do, Ganapati Homa we do, right? Ganapati Puja we do. They come with a Homakundam and all that, and then they do the Swaha thing. So some 25,000 you'll have to spend. Plus GST, no GST. No GST. Why? It's a religious ceremony. Any supplier, even if you do, there is no GST applicable on it. Understanding the structure? Then, look at the, what are the income of religious places altogether? Think about what are the income of religious places altogether. Donation, not a supply. Second, donation is not a supply. Second, rental income there could be. Then conducting the religious pujas and everything, that's also another income that we have. Now let's look at the rental part. Conduct of religious ceremonies, again not subject to GST. Next is renting of precincts. Now there is some interpretation that is required here. Renting of precincts of a religious place meant for general public, owned or managed by charitable or religious trust. What is the meaning of precincts of a religious place? What's the meaning of precincts of a religious place? They're saying that it should be in the outer boundaries of religious place. To give an example, so Tirupati temple has a space in Chennai. They have space in Chennai also. That is having a shopping mall inside it. And shopping mall is paying rent to Tirupati Temple Trust. Will they get exemption for that? No. It should be in the boundaries of the religious place. That's why they are saying precincts for you to get exemption. Near to this religious place, be it a church or a mosque or a temple, okay, near to this religious place, there should be a place that they are giving on rent. Who is owning this particular space? Who is owning this particular space? Religious entity, right? It could be owned by religious entity, or it could be, now they have said it could be charitable entity, religious entity, either 12A, 12AB, but for religious institution there are other sections in income tax. What is it? 1023C, 1023BBA. So don't bother about the sections here. Just think that religious or charitable entities, they are renting spaces. But can the space be away from their religious place? No, it should be in the precincts. That's the word that I've used. Then, will they get exemption with any number of rent that they collect? No. The rent has to be within a limit. Okay, what is the limit that they have given? They said it depends upon whether it's a room, whether it's community hall, kalyana mandapam, open area, or shops and other places. They said if it is room, it should be less than 10,000 per day. Premises, community hall, kalyana mandapam, open area, rent should be less than 10,000 per day. And if it's shops or space of business, it should be less than 10,000 per month. Understanding? Okay, this is how the exemption will be available. Now let's try to understand the structure of this. I have first if you interpret this, you will understand it's what kind of an exemption? Specified supplier and specified activity. Like there's a rental that they're saying this should be within the limit. Again, one more point. Normally when we discuss in GST, we have this exemption which is generally given as less than or equal to. But here, how did they draft the law? They only mentioned less than. So what is the impact of that? Please note, exact 1,000 and 10,000 would be taxable here. Exact 10,000 or 1,000 would become taxable here. Now let me put an example for you from one of the church I consulted with. Okay, let's put an example with that. First, they had in Kochi, there was a church which was right next to this main road, and they had all of this. They were having rooms that was given on rent, and the rent per room per day was 800 rupees. Would it be taxable or exempt? It will be exempt, right? Second, they had marriage hall which was given on rent. 8,000 per day was the rent that they were giving. Taxable or exempt? It was exempt. Again, less than 10,000 per day. They had, because this was in the main road, they had put on commercial space there, and that commercial space had a supermarket inside. that particular supermarket was given on rent for 25,000 per month. Taxable or exempt? It would be taxable because it is more than 10,000. Right? This is how you will interpret. Next. Third one is religious pilgrimage. Okay. Let's look at religious pilgrimage for that matter. Religious pilgrimage by specified organizations of Government of India. And this is specific understanding that we need to have. Now let's first interpret what kind of an exemption is it. What kind of an exemption is it? What combination of exemption are we talking about? Specified activity, which is religious pilgrimage it has to be. Second, specified supplier. Who should be the supplier? Government organization only. Now, with this interpretation, let me ask you a question also. Are all religious pilgrimage exempted? Are all religious pilgrimage exempted? No. Why? This is a combination. It should be specified activity, specified supplier. So religious pilgrimage done by a private organization will it be exempted? No. It has to be only these two organizations. What are the organizations that we have? Kumayun Mandal Vikas Nigam Limited. It's an Uttarakhand based government organization. Then Hajj Committee, state or central Hajj Committee. Now Hajj Umrah package, or your Hinduism had something called as Char Dham Yatra. Like different places like Gangotri, Yamunotri, Badrinath, Kedarnath, something like that. Okay, they had something like that. This particular structure had an exemption if the package was, if the package was like 4 places together. If you go to Rishikesh and places in Uttarakhand, you have lot of private parties giving this package. Will it be taxable or exempt? Taxable. There's a government organization called Kumayon Mandal Vikas Nigam Limited giving this package. Would it be taxable or exempt? Exempt. That's your understanding. Then Hajj Committee. Hajj Committee also gives you Hajj package. Akbar Travels, Al Hind Travels also gives you Hajj package. Akbar Travel Hajj package would be taxable or exempt? Taxable as per this, but Hajj Committee's package would be exempt. Now look at the fourth one. That's again an interesting version of it. They're talking about training and coaching. Training service exemption they're talking about. Training and coaching. What kind of training and coaching they're asking about? Recreational activity. Specific again. Okay, let's read this in full. Then you tell me what category it is. Training or coaching in recreational activity like fun training relating to arts, culture by an individual, or sports by charitable entity under 12A or 12AB of Income Tax Act. Tell me. What kind of an exemption it? Specified supplier. Who? First one we have put, it should be an individual. Second one should be charitable. All their activities? No. Specified activity. What activity is it? Training or coaching in a recreational activity. If it's individual, it has to be arts or culture. If it's charitable, and it has to be sports. Okay, it's a very structured one, and they've tested. When they made this amendment, here they've added the word individual of late. When they made this amendment of individual here, they tested that in one of the examination also. Compulsory question is how they push it up. So amendments are very important when they make it in exemption as well. But this time amendments are less. So last time amendments will become important this time. Now let's look at this structure. Say training or coaching, fun training. Suppose you have a cultural festival happening here. Is there a cultural festival you have here? This academy? Hostel festival is there? Okay. Or we'll take say Sikasa event. Students Association is doing a cultural fest, and all of you guys are deciding to go do a dance there, right? To get the dancing done, you get some coaching done. Okay. Suppose you're Harish, right? What's your name? Yeah. Darshan. Darshan is the one who is giving us coaching. Okay. Break dance coaching. We're paying Darshan 5,000 rupees and Darshan is giving us dance coaching. Okay. Now question is that Darshan is getting dance coaching. Is an individual? Yes. What is that activity he's giving us? Is it like diploma in dancing? Bachelor program in dancing? No, it is fun training. That's what the meaning of recreational training. Understanding? Okay. Then, would it be taxable or exempt? Exempt. Why? The coaching he is giving is in arts or culture. Suppose same Darshan is giving us cricket coaching. Okay. How to bat? How to get 20 runs in 30 balls? Huh? So, just kidding. Huh? Oh, he's doing. He's giving us batting coaching or bowling coaching. Huh? He's a cricket player. Huh? So, would it be? And we are paying him 2,000 rupees for that per day. Would it be taxable or exempt? Why taxable? It's sports. When it is sports, it cannot be individual. Specified supplier is whom? Charitable entity. Changed. Are you guys understanding? Okay. Now after Darshan gave us breakdance coaching, so the other batch, okay, the foundation batch, so that we are dancing so well. Now they wanted to compete with us, so they went to Prabhudeva Dancing Academy Private Limited to get the coaching done. Would it be taxable or exempt? They paid 10,000 rupees, double of us. Taxable or exempt? Why not an individual? Do you understand the structure? Okay. So we have one client that we actually have this kind of a structure already going on. There was one club that we audit. They have a 12AB registration. They do summer camp. You know summer camp, right? The time when there is a vacation for the kids and the parents do not want the kids to be at home, so they send these people to summer camps. So their highest income is summer camp. Everything, karate, kung fu, football, cricket, swimming, everything, sports coaching, recreational coaching only. Would it be taxable or exempt? Exempt, because the club is 12AB registration, charitable entity. Understanding? This is how you interpret it. Is that clear to all of you? All the structure? Let's move to the second industry that we have. Second one, agriculture related activities. Okay. Agriculture related activities. Let's try to do that. Can you switch on this AC also? Agriculture related activities. Now first of all, to understand these exemptions, you should understand what is the meaning of agriculture. Please remember, agriculture is having a wide definition. It says agriculture can be cultivation of plants, rearing of all life forms of animals except rearing of horses. So what is not considered to be an agriculture farm? A horse farm cannot be treated as an agriculture farm. The primary reason is that they say horse farm is generally done to train the horses for horse racing, which eventually creates gambling or betting, which is a actionable claim, so I don't want to give any exemption to them. So they also said agriculture could be done any life forms of animals, any plants. So it could be for food, fiber, fuel, raw material. First I would like to tell you, agriculture has a wider definition, would include physiculture, fish, sericulture, silkworms, poultry farming, animal husbandry, horticulture, your floriculture, flowers, everything would be considered to be agriculture. This is your first thought. With me? Second, what are the exemptions that you have in agriculture? Are we talking about what are the agriculture produce which are exempted? Are we listing the goods in agriculture which will be exempted? No. We are talking about agriculture related activities, services relating to agriculture which are exempt. First exemption itself is 7 activities. I divided these 7 activities into 3 segments. Okay. If you focus, you will be able to answer 99% of the questions that comes after this discussion. That's my objective. I am dividing the exemptions into 3 categories, 1, 2, 3, but in that we have 7 exemptions. First 3 exemption. First is direct activities relating to agriculture, such as cultivation, harvesting, threshing, plant protection, testing. When I say testing, it includes certification. You can add it there, include certification if you have it, because every testing comes with certification. Carefully listen to me here. Is it a, what kind of exemption is it? Specified supplier, specified recipient, specified activity combination. Specified activity. harvesting, cultivation. A farmer has 1 acre land. I went to the farmer and said, I would do cultivation for you as a service. You pay me 1 lakh, I'll cultivate whatever seed you want me to cultivate. Taxable or exempt? Exempt. Harvesting I'll do for you, exempt. Threshing I'll do for you, exempt. And testing I will do, your soil testing, seed testing, exempt. Certification of test seed or soil, exempt. I will put fertilizers, exempt. Plant protection, exempt. General activities it is. Then there are 2 more activities. What is it? Supply of farm labor. I am having 50 people trained in farming. Defined farm labor. Is it farm labor is people who are trained in farming? Are you and I considered to be farm labor? No. An accounting firm has given 2 days an accountant to a agriculture farm to do accounting. Can I put it under farm labor renting and then get exemption? No. Accountant is not a farm labor. You should know farming. I supply farm labor, I would get exemption. Second. Okay. Third one. Renting of agro machinery. What is an agro machinery? Tractors, harvesters, fertilizers. There are so many machineries that is available. If you rent that to somebody, it would be exempted. Vacant land renting. With or without structure. What is the meaning? I have 100 acres of land which I have given to someone on lease to do agriculture. Will that lease income be exempted? Yes. Is there a supplier recipient fixed? No. With the structure. What do you mean by with the structure? Which with some building inside, which might be used for storing the seed, storing the product and all that. I'm giving a commercial building which also includes a land. On the side of the land behind this commercial building, they do vegetable cultivation. Chili, some tomatoes, some potatoes. I'm doing on the backyard. 10 cent land, in that 8 cent is construction of building, 2 cent I'm doing this small vegetable. Can I say I have given land for agriculture? No, that's not what is with the structure. With the structure means what? Structure to store this item. You're giving a building for rent, will not covered under this. Then first 3 activities are this. Then 4 and 5 very important to understand. Once the produce is ready, agriculture produce is ready, what is that you should do next? Take it to the market and then sell it. So they're basically talking about activities relating to that. Processes carried out at an agriculture farm like tending, harvesting, curing, trimming, cooling, pruning, drying, sorting, run drying, bulk packaging, sorting, cutting, cleaning, grading, fumigating. A lot of activities listed. No need to bother about this. Just think about an activity in the agriculture farm. Next is very important. Undertaken to make agriculture produce marketable in primary market. Can I take my agriculture produce and then sell it in the primary market just like that? Might not be. From Ooty, carrot is coming. What they have to do in the carrot farm? Pluck out the carrot, comes with a leaf, trim it, clean it. Where it is done? In the farm only. The farm has outsourced this to someone. They're saying that for 10,000 kg of carrot, if you do this activity, we'll charge you 10,000 rupees. Would that activity be taxable or exempt? Exempt, because it is making marketable carrot in the primary market, where carrot is sold as carrot only. That's a primary market. Also they put a condition, without, do not alter its essential character, which means that a tomato farm is appointing somebody to make tomato ketchup. Would that activity be exempted? No. Why? It changes its essential character. Right? A tomato ketchup is a different product. Tomato should be cleaned to make marketable in vegetable market. Is okay. Potato, somebody has been hired to make potato chips. Would it be exempted or taxable? Taxable. Changes essential character again. Now the product is ready. Then what should I do? Take it to the market and sell. So I have activities which are exempted. What are the activities? Next point number 5. Loading, unloading, packing, storage or warehousing of agriculture produce is exempt. The next question. I'm calling this as LUPSW. Loading, unloading, packing, storage and warehouse. LUPSW will be exempt. Next question is, this will be exempt if I do this LUPSW on agriculture produce. Then the next question comes in. What do you mean by agriculture produce? What is an agriculture produce? Is rice an agriculture produce? They said no. They have a clarification on it. Okay, look at the next. Now, a small segment of cookery class inside exemption starts now. I'll have to talk about all this kitchen products a bit. Next page, look at. Rice is not an agriculture produce. Why? What is an agriculture produce then? Paddy is an agriculture produce. Okay, so why rice is not an agriculture produce? They're saying that rice will go through a bunch of process like milling. Paddy is getting milled into rice. So there is some process. That's not the first product of the farmer. So the farmers, if I'm helping, I should give exemption only to paddy, not to rice. But rice is very important for us. They have given some exemption otherwise for rice also. Okay, now let's read this in full. Try to have full understanding of it. Rice is not an agriculture produce. Paddy is an agriculture produce. So when I'm putting it in this earlier exemption, point number 5, if you look at which product will get exemption as per point number 5 in LUPSW, paddy will get it. But what about loading, unloading, packing, storage and warehousing of rice? Are they also exempt? Yes. Separate entry. And look at the second entry here. What it says. Loading, unloading, packing, storage and warehousing of rice is also exempt. Are you guys understanding the structure here? Then, what about transportation of rice? Are they exempt? By GTA, if you're transporting rice, are they exempt? By random 5. So mark it there, random 5. Just write it on the side, random 5. You're talking about random 5 there. Random 5, M5. What is M5? Milk, salt, food grain including flour, pulses and rice. Transportation of rice is exempt otherwise. Then why did you remove rice from agriculture produce? Because even after you remove, LUPSW of rice is exempt. Transportation of rice is also exempt. Then what is taxable? There's one activity which is taxable. Okay, let's number this on the top. Basic exemption, let's call it as 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is an exemption withdrawn. This is 4. This is 5. This is 6. I've added multiple exemptions to this together. Look at this. Look at point number 4 there. Intermediate production process as job work for agriculture produce is exempt. Right? Intermediate production process as job work to agriculture produce is exempt. My next question would be this. If that's the case, what do you mean by job work? What's the difference between point number 4 and point number 4 here? What's the difference? Here also is talking about processes carried out at agriculture farm to make agriculture produce marketable in primary markets. Point number 4 also talks about what? Intermediate production process for agriculture produce. That's also a process taken to do agriculture produce. This is also processes to make agriculture produce. What's the difference? The difference is in point number 4 there is a word called job work. Give you example. In a paddy farm, how do we take out the paddy from the plant? We do threshing. Okay, we cut the plant. Okay, then we do threshing. The paddy comes out. Right? 2 ways in which threshing can be done. 1, I can invite people to come inside to my farm. They do the threshing. The paddy is prepared there. Or if at all it is done in agriculture farm, it will be covered under point number 4 here. Instead, what I can do, put all these plants into a truck. Put all these plants into a truck. Send this particular truck into a place where somebody else is going to do threshing for me. Then it will be called as what? Intermediate production process as job work. Understanding? Then will it be exempted? Yes, provided my final product is what? Paddy. Suppose after making paddy, I pack this into a sack, I send it to mill to do milling into rice. Is there activity of milling paddy into rice? Can I call this as intermediate production process to make agriculture produce? No, because agriculture produce is already there in the packet. That is the paddy. To make rice means it's not agriculture produce. Will that milling gets exemption out of this point number 4? No, that's impact. So what is the impact? If you ask me what is the impact of calling rice as not an agriculture produce, that's what I have written. What is the impact? What will become taxable? Milling of paddy into rice will become taxable. Primary reason, it changes the essential character. It cannot be called as an intermediate production process of cultivation of plant being paddy. It is after paddy, so that will become taxable. That's the impact of not calling them as agriculture produce. Then, tea used for black tea, green tea, white tea is a processed product. So they're saying that whatever tea that comes out of the tea factory is not considered to be agriculture produce. What is agriculture produce? If you go to Munnar, Nilgiris, there are the multiple ladies who will go into the tea garden. They'll pluck out the leaf, put it back. Pluck out this, put it back. Now how this black tea, white tea, green tea and all is made? They put it in the process called as grinding. The tea factory go through multiple process to make black tea, green tea, white tea. White tea is again a tea powder, not tea powder, tea leaf, not dust, tea leaf. Dust is called as black because it goes through oxidation process. Green tea does not goes through oxidation process. It is basically dried out by steam, so it remains the color of green. There are bud of tea on the bud of tea, which is even before it becomes a leaf. There will be a bud, no? That bud will be looking little silver. That they take and then dry and then give it. That's called as white tea. Okay. Only black tea can be mixed with milk. The other two needs to be put with water and then had very high antioxidants. All of these are going through multiple process. These are not considered to be agriculture produce. What is agriculture produce? Green tea leaves. Same with coffee. The Starbucks coffee beans or the coffee dust, are they considered to be agriculture produce? No. Raw coffee bean with the husk on top of it, that green color one, which you take it out of the tree, that's considered to be agriculture produce. That will get exemption for LUPSW. What is LUPSW? Loading, unloading, packing, storage and warehousing. That's your understanding. Next, jaggery. Okay, your jaggery is what? Your sakkare, right? Vellam. Okay, sorry. Yeah, that is different. Sakkare is sugar, right? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so in Kerala it is otherwise. It's called sharkare. Sharkare means the bellam. But in northern Kerala it's called bellam. Same like here. I get really confused about this. Yeah, bellam is the common word in every language, like Telugu, Tamil and all that. It's bellam. You understood, no? It's basically a byproduct of sugarcane. You get jaggery or you get sugar. Now they're saying that this jaggery, it is not the agriculture produce. Okay. The agriculture produce is sugarcane. Yeah, that only will get the exemption. Jaggery won't get the exemption for LUPSW. Pulses. What is pulses? What is pulses in Tamil? Parupu. Not the other one. No da. Yeah, it's in Malayalam it is parippu. Yeah. How do you say it again? Paruppu. Correct. Because it slightly changes, it will become something else, right? Anyway, so the pulses, they're saying that it goes through. See, what is the original agriculture produce from which we make this pulses? From what we make paruppu? From what we make? We make from the whole pulse grain. Okay, say green gram. See, we have different pulses, no? Green gram, there is a pulses. From channa, you have a pulses. Okay, there are multiple type of it. We have different pulses. And how do you make this? They're saying that you have to take out the outer layer, husk, we call it. Okay, what is husk in Tamil? Umi. Okay, you have to take out that. Umi is what we take out from the paddy to make the, yeah, that's what it's called, right? Yeah. I'm forgetting all my, you know, intricate Tamil, you know, not the conversational Tamil. Like when would I use the Umi for in my, you know, not occasionally, but I remember the terms now. Okay, so this husk you have to remove, then you have to split. Every pulses that you look at, it's split. So they're saying that it has to go through multiple processes. So what is agriculture produce? Whole pulse grains, like your green grams, channa gram, and your rajma dal. Like, you know, you have then this big, giant looking. Yeah. All these are considered to be an agriculture produce. Pulses are not. However, I have two more questions. Is pulses transportation exempt? By random 5, milk, M5, milk, salt, food grain, pulses and rice. Pulses also transportation is exempt. I have written that. Transportation of pulses by vessel, GTA, railway, all of them are exempt. In bracket you can write random 5. Next question, what about LUPSW of pulses? Would LUPSW of pulses be taxable? Pulses are not agriculture produce. Because of that, will loading, unloading, packing, storage and warehousing of pulses get exemption out of this entry? Point number 5. Will you get exemption? No, because this agriculture produce does not include pulses. But would you still get some exemption for pulses? Yes. Why? Point number 6. There's a separate exemption additionally available now. What is this exemption? Services by way of storage or warehousing of cereal, pulses, fruits and vegetables are separately exempt. In my old note, it would be after this I've written. Summary note I would have written like that. Same thing. But now in the new note I've added this here also. Mixed a few things. Service of, like, I'm saying that apart from agriculture produce, there are few things that is specifically exempted. For what part? Storage and warehousing. LUPSW also has SW. What is SW? Storage and warehousing. So we can say, since pulses, cereals, okay, cereals are your processed, you know, grains. Like say for example, corn, for, you know, it's a cereal available. Millets, cereal. What is agriculture produce? Your raw corn that is available, that we buy, you know, that is called agriculture produce. The processed ones can be considered to be a cereal, right? Is that cereal storage and warehousing exempted? Yes. Cereal, pulses, fruits and vegetables, they will get exemption even for storage and warehousing. So pulses not being a agriculture produce will not make the entire LUPSW taxable. What only will be taxable? LUP, because storage and warehousing is separately exempted. So you can put an arrow mark here. Because pulses are not an agriculture produce, the impact is LUP will become taxable. You guys understanding this? Okay. Then look at 6th and 7th point. Agriculture extension service is exempt. Put an example there. Education to farmers. Anything that improves agriculture would be called as agriculture extension service. Agriculture extension service, and that would be exempted. An example is education to farmers. Suppose I'm providing with new method of paddy farming as a course to farmers for 500 rupees. Would it be taxable or exempt? Exempt. I can call this as agriculture extension service. Now look at how agriculture producers are being sold in the market. There are multiple methods in which agriculture produce is sold. One common method that is there in North India and all that other places is that it is sold through agriculture market. Who runs this agriculture market? agriculture produce marketing committees. A lot of associations who are having different producer markets, they sell the products. Say in Punjab and all that, if you look at, there's so many agriculture produce committees market. So we call short form. In short form, we call this agriculture produce marketing committees as APMC, Agriculture Produce Marketing Committee, or board or commission agent. What is the income for agriculture produce markets? So I'm having a paddy market. You can purchase only from this market as a consumer. Okay, corporates, everybody will have to come through this market, and base price is fixed by the market. What is the income for the market? When products are sold through the market, there will be a percentage of that commission paid to the market. Whoever runs the market, the association, the board runs the market. Are these commission taxable? No, it is exempt. That's what is given here. Service by agriculture produce marketing committee or board or commission agent for service of purchase and sale of agriculture produce will be exempt. What is taxable? Their non-agriculture activity could be taxable. Like this is specified supply, specified activity, only purchase and sale of agriculture produce. Say Rubber Farmers Association, they are doing an annual conference of farmers. Would it be taxable or exempt? That could be taxable, because that's not an agriculture activity. Now look at warehousing. Point number 3. Warehousing of minor forest produce is exempt. What is minor forest produce? They have two type of produce. One is an agriculture produce which is cultivated and then taken out. Then some produce which are procured from the forest and then stored. Wild honey, tamarind. Okay, what is tamarind? Seeded tamarind, puli, right? Seeded tamarind. Puli is the Malayalam word as well. Puli is the correct word. Okay. There are two type of tamarind available. Like now, this is tamarind that gets imported, which does not have any seed inside. Then the ones that is coming from the forest and all is, which are having one small, brownish color seed inside. Okay, which is generally used by us. These are procured from. It's a huge tree that it has. It is procured from there and then stored and then sold. The question is, the main activity there is not cultivation. There is no cultivation, it's procurement. You have to store it. Is that storage charges on minor forest produce taxable or exempt? Exempt. No, we can consolidate storage. This is something that I want you to remember for your exam. How many storage is exempt? They have asked questions multiple times. Consolidation. Storage or warehousing of 7 items are exempted from GST. What are the 7 items that are exempted from GST? 7. Cereal. So this comes from the 6th point, which is cereals, pulses, fruits, vegetables, first of all. Then agriculture produce, LUPSW includes storage and warehousing. Rice, LUPSW includes storage and warehousing. Then we have minor forest to produce, storage and warehousing is alone exempted. Are you guys understanding? Okay, so we can say all 7. Can you tell me what are the, close your books, tell me all the 7. Close the books, learn the 7, tell me all the 7. Good to go? What are they? Cereal, pulses, fruits, vegetables, agriculture produce, rice, minor forest produce. There used to be an exemption for fumigation. What do you mean by fumigation? Pest control. Suppose I am running a 1 lakh square feet agriculture warehouse. It is like a multi-star restaurant for all the rats and other fellows, right? I'm having so much of food item available here for him to eat. I will definitely go have a contract with a fumigation company which will put all the chemicals so that none of these fellows come in. I have to pay charges for that. Would it be taxable or exempt? Earlier it used to be exempt, now it is taxable. Intermediate production process I have told you. 5th one is artificial insemination, the injection that is given for fertilization of cows. Okay, all those livestocks apart from horses. Horses, since considered not as agriculture farm, would not get exemption on this injection also. That industry is done. Let's move to the next one. Mark this industry as like 5-star. Most important one for the exam. Lots and lots of questions. Lots and lots of amendments. Last exam also they asked one from an amendment area. Can I? There are 3 educational institutions which will carry exemption, and I'm even categorizing them with the numbers here. Category 1, Category 2, Category 3. Only 3 educational institutions are recognized for exemption in GST. What's the first one? Preschool till higher secondary. Does it include private tuition? No. Does preschool include your nurseries, LKG, UKG? Yes. Higher secondary would be maximum 12th. What are the type of schools we have? Private schools, public school, aided school. Which category of schools will get exemption? All of them. All of them. Huh? Just because I gave you 3 options doesn't mean you have to choose. There is nothing like that given. Did I put any of this school? Every school is exempted. Private, public, aided, everything. What about your Akash tuition classes? Would it be taxable or exempt? Taxable. Second category, after 12th, second category of educational institution available for exemption is institution having. If you could remember these words, will be very beneficial for you. Instead of writing second category institution or instead of writing university and all, if you could write this word. What is that word? Institution having curriculum recognized. This is separate case law one. What is the meaning between recognized and approved? Recognized is what it is. Service tax was a case law like that. So institution having curriculum recognized by any law in India for the time being in force. ICAI, your CA course. Is ICAI considered to be an institution having curriculum recognized by any law in India? Yes, ICAI Act recognizes it. Your UGC courses, BCom, BBA, is it considered to be recognized? Yes. Engineering? Yes. AICTE is recognized. Medicine? Yes. ACCA? CPA US? No. Not recognized by any law in India. So if they are providing, if the CPA institute is collecting some registration fee, would it be taxable or exempt? Taxable. Third one, approved vocational training institution like ITI, ITC. Last exam they have asked this. By NCVT, National Council for Vocational Education and Training, or State Council for Vocational Training. There is diploma courses. After 10th, if you directly want to get into carpentry, lifter technician, mechanic, etc., you can directly go for an ITI and then get trained. Get into job immediately. That is also considered to be an educational institution. Only 3 category. How do you remember? First, school. Second, university, colleges, etc. Third, ITI, ITC, etc. Diploma courses. All of these. Understanding? Are all the activities of them exempted? No. Look at the first exemption. Any services provided by these educational institutions to student, staff, faculty. We call this as SSF. Now you tell me, with the interpretational abilities that I have explained to you, you tell me what will be the category of exemption this is. What type of exemption? Specified combination. What combination? Specified supplier. Only 3 educational institutions. Then what specified activity? Did they use what activity it is? No, they did not. Did they specify the recipient? Yes. It's a combination of specified supplier, specified recipient. Any services, I said. Understanding? But recipient has to be student, staff, faculty. What services will I provide to students, staff, faculty? Education only I will provide, no? School will provide to students what? Education. Maybe sometime food. Boarding school now, accommodation also. Right? Only this. These are all part of education. So that's why I will give exemption. What else will be given to the students by the maybe trip? One day we will go for a tour. Will it be exempted? Yes. Because specified supplier, specified recipient. Are you guys understanding? Are you guys understanding this? Educational institution has given uniform to the students. will be exempted. Why? Uniform is service, huh? Hey, am I talking about exempted service, huh? Don't go immediately. Okay, exempted. That is goods. That is not something that I'm discussing here. Okay, so some logic also you can apply. Okay, so any services. Okay, goods is not exempted. Laptop given by educational institution to students will be exempted by for a money. Mobile phone sold by educational institution. These are all goods. That you look at goods list. That's not there for your CA Inter, CA Final, CMA Inter, CMA Final. Google it up. You'll have to look at HSN for goods and then see. That's not exempted. Next, is that the only activity that is exempted? Okay. Now let's try to analyze this. ICA conducts campus placement. ICA is conducting campus placement. You know that, right? I say I'm campus placed. Okay, when I finished my CA, so I attended campus placement, my small centers. I attended 3 companies. All the 3 companies I was placed, and I could choose one company, and then I'm done. Your career starts there. Okay, and it's pretty simple, straightforward. And they'll ask you questions, mostly communicational and stuff. Then, if you're good at communication, which I was, okay, I was a pretty confident guy when I was clearing CA. I've done a lot of stuff, and I've cleared on my first chance. I mean, like all the levels, so I could easily crack an interview with all of them. So when I joined for campus, when I joined through the campus, next year my bank sent me for coordinating campus for the new joinees, because I was part of students association and I was part of ICA for different occasions. Still, sometimes they put me as a regional council co-opted member and all that. So I coordinated this. Then I understood campus placement has fees. Who has to pay the fee? Not student. Company has to pay to ICA. Huge fees. 15 lakh for the first day. Company has to pay 15 lakh to ICA to come and meet you. Understanding? It's very costly, because HR is, otherwise where else they'll meet so many chartered accountants? It's very smart ones. Okay, that's what the company is thinking. Question to you. Say Infosys paid 15 lakh to ICI to do the campus hire. ICI is providing campus hiring services to Infosys. Taxable or exempted in this entry? Why? Correct. That's how you interpret. It will be exempted only if the recipient is SSF. Who are the SSF? Student, staff, faculty, MNC? No. It is not covered under exemption. This is how you interpret. Are you guys understanding this? Okay. One more exemption they brought in. What is it? Service by way of conduct of entrance exam. This is what kind of combination? Specified supplier, specified activity. So they told that the one who is writing entrance exam, say Don Bosco School, is it an educational institution as per GST? Which category? Don Bosco School, first category. They might have 1,000 people writing their entrance exam to fill 100 seats. Right? 1,000 people write the exam, 100 seats filling. My question to you guys is this: would that be considered to be an exempt service? Entrance exam, they are collecting 1,000 rupees from each. Exempt or taxable? Are they students? No. Out of that, only 100 will become students. So others will become taxable, no? So they said entrance exam anyway exempted. So specified supplier, specified activity. Recipient is not required. That's what they done. Then they also brought in another exemption. This time the exemption is provided by a third party to these educational institutions. How many of them are there in exemption? 5. You tell me, what category of exemption is it? Analyze guys. This interpretation is what is required for you to remember things. What is it? Specified recipient, because it has to be any of these educational institutions. Then specified activity, no specified supplier, any third party. Supplier can be any person here, but it has to be following specified activity. There are 5 activities given, and it has to be given by, sorry, it has to be given to specified recipient. Alright, so the point is very simple. They're saying that any third party providing these services, but would it be exempted if it's provided all kind of educational institution? No. They said first three should be provided to whom? First category, which is preschool till higher secondary. Then fourth one should be provided to whom to get the exemption? Any of them. Fifth one has to be provided to second category to get exemption. It's a variety exemption that we have. What is the first three? Transportation of student, staff, faculty. A person had 3 school buses. The school buses were rented for 5 hours daily to the educational institution. Would it be taxable or exempt? Taxable. Why? It is not transportation, it is renting. What is exempt? Transportation. I explained you the difference between transportation and renting. Prefixed route, prefixed schedule. If I am being asked to start from, say, Coimbatore to T Nagar or to Adyar, there is some space that I have to go pick up everyone and then put it in Adyar public school. Then that is considered to be transportation. Whom should I give the bill to get the exemption? I am doing transportation for Don Bosco school. I am collecting money from all the students. Would it be exempted or taxable? Why would it be exempted under this entry? Because this should be provided to specified recipient. Who is the specified recipient? School. So I should give the bill to whom? School. Then only school will become the recipient. Are you understanding the difference? Interpret everyone. Specified activity to specified recipient. If I have 10 buses, I am doing service of picking up and dropping off school students of Don Bosco school, and I am giving bill to Don Bosco school, will be exempt. Understanding? Okay. Then, if the same is provided to Loyola College, taxable or exempt? Taxable, because that's second category. The same is provided to Chennai ITI. Same is provided to Chennai IIT. Taxable, second category IIT. Then second one, catering including midday meal system. Okay, I am running a cafe in a private coaching center on the ground floor. I'm collecting, I'm giving food to the students and then getting money out of it. Taxable or exempt? Taxable or exempt? Taxable. Why? My services are to whom? To students. Am I an education institution? No, I'm a third one. It's like a hotel only. Second, I am giving bill to the coaching center. Still taxable. Coaching center is not any of these 3 category private tuitions. Second, educational institution. Say Don Bosco school has a canteen inside. Don Bosco school is giving food to the students and then collecting money. Taxable or exempt? Exempt. Why? It is by educational institution to students. Everything is exempt. Loyola College runs a canteen. On canteen. Loyola College only runs. Gives food to the students. Would it be taxable or exempt? Exempt. Who's the supplier? College. Who's the recipient? Students. College to student. SSF. Everything is exempt. Are you understanding? Fix the supplier, fix the recipient, guys. Don't have a peripheral understanding. If you have had a peripheral understanding, one tough exam, done. You're done. If you get this understanding in your head, who's the supplier, who's the recipient, then you're sorted. With me? Suppose I'm a third party caterer. I am the one who's running this canteen for Loyola College. Loyola College gets the money from the students. Loyola College pays me 1 lakh rupees for catering. I'm only supplying food. Would it be taxable or exempt? Taxable. Don Bosco school is giving food to the students and I am only giving food to the Don Bosco school. Taxable or exempt? Exempt. Are you guys understanding the difference? So it should be by any third party to first category educational institution. Catering is exempt. Clear? Okay. Then third one, security, housekeeping, cleaning in the premises of, underline the word premises there, of educational institution. This is also exempt if it is provided to first category. What's the meaning of this? Don Bosco school has huge premises. They needed to have security. They needed to have housekeeping, cleaning, etc. I'm giving 5 lakh bill and then doing it for Don Bosco school. Would it be taxable or exempt? Exempt. I'm doing it for Loyola College. Taxable. Understanding? Say Don Bosco school did 1 day program at Music Academy auditorium. Music Academy told me that all your kids have made the mess of this place. Get the cleaning done and then go. Cleaning agency gave the bill to Music Academy. Sorry, cleaning agency gave the bill to Don Bosco School for cleaning Music Academy premises. Who's the supplier? Third party. Who's the recipient? Don Bosco School. Would it be taxable or exempt? Taxable. Why? Cleaning has to be in the premises, not outside. Understanding the difference? Okay, all of these are important words to analyze. Fourth one, admission or conduct of examination. What are the services provided by third party for conducting examination to the educational institution? This is exempted if it is provided to all three categories of educational institution. Give me examples of services that will be provided for this purpose. Give me examples. Invigilator, valuer, renting of premises, printing of question paper. Understanding? All of this could be exempt. With me? ICA has rented out World Trade Center for conducting CA final exam. Would it be taxable or exempt? Exempt. If it is provided by World Trade Center, provided to ICA. ICA is which category? Second category. Akash Private Coaching to conduct their mock exam has rented out Music Academy premises. Taxable. Why? It's not an educational institution. 2 is not defined. Next. Okay, I'm trying to trick you with the possibilities. Next. ICA has purchased 20,000 kg of ruled A4 sheets for conducting CA inter-examination from a paper printing mill. Taxable or exempt? Is there an exemption available under this entry? No. Why? These are goods. Any services provided. See, I still have vacuum to trick you out. Understand 360 degree. Don't let I say trick you with anything. Right? So have that full exemption. I'm telling you again. I'm giving you a method to learn exemption. Once you do this, no, then you sort it. You can read by yourself and understand. You will start going back to. You might not want to read as summary notes. You would say that I'll go back to the entry only. I'll go to the notification entry, Bare Act. Give me the Bare Act. I'll interpret. Okay, that should be the method. Then, online education journal or periodical. LDS and Company, famous CA firm in Kerala, is doing commerce education magazine for Don Bosco School in Bangalore. Taxable or exempt? Taxable. Doing management magazine for Loyola College MBA department. Exempted. Second category. Online education journal. They're doing an online commerce magazine and a journal for them. Exempt. Clarification. You know that ITI is third category education institution. What about private ITI? They are also considered to be educational institution. Clarified. Last exam question. Provided it is providing courses in respect of designated trades mentioned in Apprenticeship Act. Private ITI also would get exemption. Boarding school would get exemption. Boarding school has school, dwelling unit, food. Two ways in which you can analyze this. One, all of these are provided by educational institution. Two, students exempt. Second interpretation, all of these are a composite supply. Principal supply is education, exempt. Dual qualification. Bharatiyar University. BCom with ACCA. They have a program like that now. Very famous. Bharatiyar University. Every college is giving that. ACCA is what? Recognized or not recognized? Not recognized. And BCom is recognized. How much will be taxable? How much will be exempt? So look at the billing. You're providing one recognized, one not recognized. The recognized one will be exempted provided you give a separate bill. BCom with ACCA put together 7 lakhs. BCom 2 lakhs. ACCA 5 lakhs. What will be exempted? BCom will be exempted. No split. BCom with ACCA 7 lakh. Full 7 lakh will become mixed supply, fully taxable. BCom with computer training. BCom with GST training. Only BCom charge. But that course has an add-on. You get that free computer coaching, spoken English. We consider to be what supply? Composite supply. No taxability. Now you will be able to interpret this point better. Hostel mess. What is the question you should ask? Is the hostel mess run by educational institution? If yes, they are giving food to the students. Would it be taxable or exempt? Exempt. Which educational institution? All the three. To the students is exempt. However, who's giving food in this particular mess? Third party caterer. Then third party caterer to which educational institution is exempt? First category, preschool to high secondary. Other two will be taxable. That's what is given here. Question. There are so many marine engineering courses available now, shipping related courses. In Kerala, it's now it is super popular. Why? Kerala has got a very, very big port recently inaugurated by Prime Minister. Vizhinjam port in Trivandrum. There are a lot of marine courses, marine engineering, shipbuilding, ship repair, ship mechanics, so many courses available now. This is done by Maritime Training Institutes of India. There are some 30 odd institutions which does it. Is Maritime Training Institutions considered to be an educational institution? If yes, which category? First, second, third. Second category. They clarified it. Second category. Clarification on applicability of GST exemption to Director General of Shipping, DG Shipping. Director General, DG. DG Shipping approved maritime courses conducted by Maritime Training Institute of India. It is exempted. When marine courses got exempted, those people who are running flying academy came and asked, what about us? Shipping? Flying. We should also get exemption? Government said, yes, you are also second category. Came as a circular. What is it? Approved flying training courses conducted by FTO, Flying Training Organization. That's the full form of FTO. Approved by DGCA. What is DGCA? DG Shipping we have learned. Likewise, Director General of Civil Aviation. In flight, if you go, they'll say, Director DGCA has a website. Please go there and then give feedback and all they'll announce. Director General of Civil Aviation. So, Civil Aviation Department approved flying training organizations, approved flying courses, wherein at the end of it, they are giving a completion certificate, is considered to be which category educational institution? Second category, they clarified. Wherein DGCA mandates that requirement of completion certificate are exempt as a service provided by educational institution. Which education institution? Look at the bracket they have written. An institution providing services by way of education as a part of curriculum for obtaining qualification recognized by any law for the time being in force. To students, staff, faculty exempt. That exemption will be applicable to DG shipping courses, approved courses, and DGCA approved courses. That's how you remember it for the exam. What about IIM? Which category? Second category. Sorted here, but they have clarified. IIM has multiple courses. If you go to Instagram today, you have IIM has main courses like BBA, MBA, BBA plus MBA, PhD program. All of them are 1 year plus, long term. Would be exempt. And it is huge cost. After getting 99% in CAT exam, you have to pay 25 lakhs to study there. If GST comes in, 4.5 lakhs again. That 4.5 lakhs you have, you can do 2 times CA. Right? Very cost effective in our courses. You can do CA, CS, CMA, then also you'll have a little more money. 4,50,000. Now look at it. So they said, if I don't want GST on these MBA courses from IIM, it's already costly. What about short-term courses? Go to online. Data science. Upgrad provides data science program together with IIT Gorakhpur. Upgrad provides, some digital marketing courses with IIM Raipur. A lot of IIMs are giving 1 week courses, 2 week courses. Would it be taxable or exempt? Taxable. That's what I have written on the second box. Short duration, less than 1 year, non-recognized program, like executive program. ICA did one executive program with IIM Ahmedabad. 1 month program on strategic cost management. Taxable or exempt? Taxable. Last exam. This was an amendment, so they asked already. 11/10/2024. It is May amendment. Affiliation services. Okay, I've written a summary here for you. Affiliation, what is your exemption available? What is affiliation? Who provides to whom? Affiliation is given by, say for example, if you want to start a school, you need an affiliation either from state board or CBSE or some other board. You want to start a college, you need an affiliation from university. CBSE, is CBSE considered to be an education institution? Is CBSE providing you education as recognized by any law in time being enforced? Yes. This is CBSE second category if you look at that way. CBSE is not school. CBSE is providing you courses which are recognized by law. Universities, are they considered to be education institution? Yes, second category. All of them are preparing the curriculum, so they are considered to be second category. Second category education institution, when they provide services to whom will be exempt? SSF, student, staff, faculty. Another school, can I call another school as SSF? No. If you want to get an affiliation to CBSE, you will have to pay 5 lakh rupees to CBSE and approve all, satisfy all their criteria. So the question would be this: is CBSE getting 5 lakh rupees for providing affiliation? Would that be considered to be exempted? They clarified no, because it is not provided to SSF. The next question: who's the recipient of service here? Schools. Can I say that this service is? Can I say this service is in relation to admission or conducting exam? No, it's affiliation service. That is also not covered. So they have clarified it will be taxable. Colleges paying money to university or schools paying money to school boards for affiliation is taxable. But they came up with a new entry for exemption. What is that entry? Government schools getting affiliation would be exempt. Look at the summary here. That's enough. They already tested. Chance of testing again is very less because they tested just now. It was an amendment, so they tested. Schools other than government schools getting affiliation services would be taxable. Government schools is exempt. Colleges are also taxable. This is the old note. I have given this at the end as other clarifications they have given. Okay. DNB FNB program at the end I have given. Now I have merged it with education industry itself. You can look at other clarification and then you will find these things. Services by central state boards such as National Board of Examination conducting DNB FNB for medical studies. Same confusion. After your medicine MBBS, you have post-graduation program. There is post-graduation program called as DNB for doctors, specialization, oncology, ophthalmology, orthopedics, gynecology. Likewise, there are so many specialization. They can get post-graduation program. For that they need to write an entrance exam. Who conducts this? Central board for conducting DNB FNB examination. There is a board called as National Board of Examination. They conduct entrance exam. So to conduct entrance exam they collect entrance exam fee. First question: National Board of Examination should be considered to be what category education institution in that thought process? Which category? First, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Which one? Second, they clarified. So in bracket you can write somewhere it's second category education institution. Then what are the services they provide? If they are second category, them conducting entrance examination, would it be taxable or exempt? It is exempt. Because what is that we have said? Second category entrance exam, exempt. That is the first clarification. Second, what about to conduct entrance examination? They are taking a hall on rent. They're getting printing services. Would that be exempt? Yes. Any services in relation to conduct of examination or admission to all the 3 categories are exempt. So this is also going to be exempt. Then once you qualify, you will become a member of National Board of Examination. Once a doctor, you will become a doctor. Or in hospital wants to hire people from National Board of Examination, then they need to get an affiliation from or accreditation from National Board of Examination. Here, who is the recipient? When they give the services of accreditation, who is the recipient? Either it's institution or professional. Can I call them as SSF? No. If they provide services to professionals or institution, it will be taxable. Similarly, ICA, which category is it? ICA, second category. I am an ICA member. I pay membership fee every year. Would it be taxable or exempt? Interpretation, guys. I gave you the tool. Use it. Okay, don't switch off your brain. ICA providing to whom will be exempted? Student, staff, faculty. What am I? Member. Am I ICA faculty? No, da. No. Am I getting services from ICA like training? Am I paying money? I am paying money, right? I'm paying money for what? As a member, right? To keep the membership fee I'm paying. This is a service provided by ICA to professional. Is professional considered to be SSF? No. Taxable or exempt? Taxable. I have to pay GST for membership fee. Understanding? It's only till students you are having exemption, because it's specified supplier, specified recipient. That's how you interpret. They also gave a clarification. Exemption available to educational institutions, central and state educational board for conduct of entrance examination is extended to any authority, board or body set up by central state government, including national testing agency for conduct of entrance examination for admission to educational institution. Not just National Board of Exams, similar all the government entrance exam bodies will also get the exemption of second category. They clarified sometimes students, what is the meaning of student? Today, as a chartered accountant, I wanted to pursue one more course, for example. For that reason, I asked ICA to give me an old certified copy of my paper, or old certified copy of my exam form, or like mark list. They charge me 300 rupees. Will it be taxable or exempt? Exempt. Why? I asked for certified copy in the capacity of a student. So student does not mean student always. At that time they should be student. If I ask for in the capacity of student, like entrance exam fee, prospective students. Eligibility certificate is given to a new student or leaving student, or migration certificate for a student who's going into a new institution. All of this will be still exempt, because if you are asking, if you're getting service in the capacity of student. Next, Anganwadis are getting catering services. Would it be taxable or exempt? Question. Anganwadis, are they considered to be educational institution? Yes. Anganwadis, Balwadis, what is it called here? Balwadis, right? Yeah. Balwadis, are they considered to be an education institution? Yes. They are what? Preschool. So giving them services of catering would be exempt. We'll do one more industry quickly. It's a very easy industry to look at. A few exemption. Healthcare. And these first four notes, bulk of your question comes from that. Healthcare services by clinical establishment, authorized medical practitioner, paramedics are exempt. First, tell me that. Interpretation. Come back and tell me. I've given you the entry there. What combination? 1, 2, 3. What is it? First, I will read the exemption. Leave that including part. First one alone. The one in black and red. Exemption number 1. Healthcare services by clinical establishment, authorized medical practitioner, paramedics are exempt. What? Interpret. Specified supplier. How many specified suppliers? 3. Who are they? Clinical establishment, authorized medical practitioner, paramedics. Then, is that it? All their services or combination? Specified activity. What is that activity? Healthcare services. Like same way, clinical establishment is providing some other activity other than healthcare. Will they get exemption? Will they get exemption? Clinical establishment designed a software for you. Will they get exemption? No. Only healthcare services. Apart from that, there is one more, including transportation of patients by ambulance. They did not even specify anything here. They said specified activity. What is it? Transportation of patients by ambulance. Okay. Okay. Yeah, they're here. Okay. So specified activity, ambulance, but they have used a word called patients. ICA has stretched this too far. They put one MCQ question and they said like this. Suppose Darshan is going back home after his cricket match. He didn't, hold on, let my example, let me finish it. Okay, so after his match, it was very late. He couldn't find a taxi. Uber also was cancelling. By the time his neighbor, who was owning an ambulance, was going back home, he asked him to drop him. He dropped him. He paid whatever Uber charges he was going to pay. 1,000 rupees he paid to the ambulance driver. Taxable or exempt? Taxable. Why? He's not a patient. Which person will take lift in that? ICS drafted a question like that. Not a patient, it seems. Okay. Anyway, leave that. Ambulances. Air ambulance. You remember? Couple of our, politicians, when they were sick, they were taken in air ambulance. Apollo Hospital. Right? Air ambulance. Would it be taxable or exempt? Exempt, because it's ambulance. Okay. Then, what do you mean by healthcare, and who has to provide it? How many people providing healthcare services would be exempt? You providing healthcare services. Chartered accountant giving healthcare service. Would it be exempt? No. Only 3 people. Who are they? Clinical establishment. Give me an example. Example and remember. Hospital. Okay. Clinical establishment is hospital, laboratory, etc. Authorized medical practitioner. Doctors in their clinic. Evening 7 to 9. OP. Back of my house. Paramedic. Nursing staff. Laboratorians. Surgical assistants. Physiotherapist. Okay. Paramedics. Their services are also going to be exempt. Them providing any service is going to be exempted. Doctor providing digital marketing. Would it be exempted? I have friends who are doctors, moved from the industry, did into entrepreneurship, now they're super good at this. Okay. Would it be exempted or taxable? Taxable, because it's not healthcare. What is healthcare? Healthcare includes diagnostics, treatment, care. Diagnosis, treatment, care for illness, injury, deformity, abnormality, pregnancy, only in recognized system of medicine. Again, let's try to interpret. Diagnosis. Diagnosis includes laboratory. Is laboratory clinical establishment? Yes. Is diagnosis a lab report is considered to be healthcare? Yes. Would your lab report charges be exempted? Yes. Matches. It's healthcare, clinical establishment. Done. Exemption. Treatment. Hospital, doctors, exempt. Care. Healthcare includes post-treatment care. Right, somewhere an example. Palliative care center. Palliative. Palliative care center. Terminally ill patients are going into palliative care center. No doctors, only patients. Cure is not the option, just to maintain. What is that movie? Was that movie named Aruvi? It was a movie of the girl who got into HIV. Not yeah, it's Aruvi, right? Like that movie. That's a brilliant movie. It touches you so much, and that's why I remember that movie. So that lady in the end in that movie was going into a palliative care center. No doctors is required. Terminally ill, like there is no cure, but they are paying 10,000 rupees. Would it be taxable or exempt? Taxable or exempt? It would be exempt, because care includes health care. Care includes health care. So palliative care is also going to get exemption. Then, only in recognized system of medicine in India. I have written a code word for recognized system of medicine in India. What is the code word? Ayushna. I have not even written the expansion in the notes. I'm assuming that all of you would expand by yourselves. A. Ayurveda. Y. Yoga. U. Unani. S. Siddha. H. Homeopathy. N. Naturopathy. A. Allopathy. Some of them are taxable. Anything apart from this would be taxable. So write example. Taxable medical systems. Number 1. Pranic healing system. Exam they have asked. Paytime movie. Simran. Pranic healer. You have negative energy. I've taken all your negative energy out. 500 plus GST. Not a recognized system. Reiki treatment. R-E-I-K-I. Reiki treatment. Very similar to pranic healing system. Pranic healing system is an example. Reiki treatment. R-E-I-K-I. Acupuncture. Right? All of this. Cupping therapy. I saw today morning while traveling here, There is one they've written energy healing location space, energy healing location. They've written pranic healing system on one. They've written Reiki and acupuncture. Name of the place you're asking? I didn't. That is acupuncture. That is the name of this. You're talking about small needle put on at different pressure points, right? That's acupuncture. That is the official name of these treatment is acupuncture. Not recognized, huh? And I was thinking about, I don't know, it's because of my GST brain only. I saw this energy thing and I was thinking, oh, GST also will be there. Should I go there and then check if they are paying GST? This is my brain talking to me. So and I'm talking about it the same day in my classes. Okay, got it? So these are tested in the exam. Healthcare includes transportation of patients to and from clinical establishment. If the hospital is doing pick up and drop and add transportation charges, would they be exempted? Yes, that's also part of healthcare. Excludes hair transplant, cosmetic, plastic surgery. Derma clinics. There are two types of dermatology now. Clinical dermatology, cosmetic dermatology. More popular is cosmetic dermatology. Clinical one is like, I'm having itching here, give me a medicine. Healthcare. Cosmetic one, this side I want little, nose, my nose should be a little straight. That's why, after all the actors join into the industry, after 5 years everybody looks the same. Their face and all is same doctor only they go to. Okay. Okay, your face should be like this. Lips should be like this. They draw all of this and then put it on their injections and stuff like that. Okay, all of them are taxable. They have to pay GST also. Beautification, hair transplant. Okay. Even dental, your dental root canal surgery, clinical, teeth whitening, cosmetics. Okay, aligners, cosmetics. Understanding? So both are different. Okay, so beautification is cosmetics would be taxable. Except when sometimes this could also be considered to be healthcare when undertaken to reconstruct an anatomy or functions of a body affected due to congenital defects, developmental abnormalities, injury or trauma. You met with an accident, need to do some transplant. Met with an accident, had to do some kind of a cosmetic surgery, considered to be what? Healthcare. Birth defects, congenital defects, developmental abnormalities, all of this would be considered to be healthcare, would be exempted for you. When you go to hospital, there are two types of patients: inpatients, outpatients. IP, OP. IP patients will have to pay treatment charges plus accommodation charges, room rent. Would it be taxable or exempt? Up to 5,000 is exempt. Beyond 5,000, how much would be taxable? Fully taxable. My rent is 6,000. How much will be taxable? It's full 6,000. GST has no slab rate anywhere. Concept of GST is that it will always be fully taxed. Next question. Next question. Is there any rooms which will be exempted irrespective of the limit, even beyond 5,000? Yes. 4 type of rooms. Operation theatre will be exempted. Yes. Operation theatre is called as what? ICU. Okay. Intensive care unit and critical care unit. CCU. ICCU. Intensive coronary care unit. Cardiac care unit. Like the one who's having heart diseases will be in ICCU. Okay. NICU, incubators for small babies born up to 90 days, they are kept on incubators. Neonatal intensive care units, no limit. Okay, because ventilator and all is required, some 20,000 rupees per day they'll charge, or 50,000 rupees. ICCU and all, they'll charge 1 lakh per rupees per day. Like, so how many things have to be attached to your body to survive, no? Would it be taxable or exempt? Exempt, no limit. Some doctors are not employed in the hospital. They would say, Monday, Tuesday I'm available in Apollo, Thursday, Friday I'm available in Kaveri, and like that. They are getting consultancy charges. They are providing services to whom? Their bill is to whom? Hospital. Hospital is providing to us patients healthcare, right? The doctors are providing to whom? To hospital. Will that be exempted? Yes. Why? Specified supplier. Authorized medical practitioner. Did they say specified recipient? No. It said what? Specified activity. What is it? Healthcare. It's also healthcare. They are also doing treatment, surgery, etc. That will be also exempted. If they get money from hospital, also exempt. Hospital sometimes charges 10,000 rupees from the patient, but only 7,500 rupees would be for treatment, 2,500 would be for injection charges, nursing charges, something, checking pressure, etc. Would that entire 10,000 be exempted? Yes. 7,500 is treatment, 2,500 is using facilities or paramedical charges would be fully exempt. What about canteen supplying food to patients? They said food can be supplied to on staff. Be taxable or exempt? Exempt or taxable? Taxable, because they are not patients. It's not healthcare, right? On staff. On staffs are even related person. It could even be broadly covered even if there is no consideration. Second, if they are giving food to inpatients, admitted patients, if the patient is admitted, food is sent to the room, and that is billed through the original bill of the treatment, because the doctors will say this food only you will get. Okay, you are having fever, no oily food for you. Very bland food only will come. Idli will come, right? My question is, that is also considered to be a composite supply. Healthcare plus food. Which is the principal supply there? Healthcare, you will get exemption. Only who get the exemption? Inpatients, admitted patients. What about OP patients? You went to consultation, while coming back you had some idli and came. Taxable or exempt? Taxable. OP patients is taxable. Visitors, bystanders, whoever went with the patient, all of them would be taxable. Look at it. On staff taxable, only inpatients is exempt. OP, bystanders, visitors would be taxable. Understanding? Okay. What about advertisement? If you go to Kaveri Hospital and all, you'll see so many advertisements. Would it be taxable or exempt? Taxable. I've consolidated it for you. What are the taxable supply by hospitals? Just for the exam, I've consolidated. One, pharmacy is taxable because they are not service, they are sale of medicines. Cosmetic clinics, hair transplant is taxable. Alternate medicines other than Ayushna, like pranic healing and all that, some hospital have that also. That's also taxable. Room rent, if it's more than 5,000 per day, would be taxable. Advertisement in hospital is taxable. Hospital canteen to other than inpatients would be taxable. Understanding? This is a consolidated list of taxable services by hospitals. Sorry? The others are exempted. Yeah, I'm just consolidating the ones which are taxable from the exemption list that we had. Then let's go back to one exemption that was withdrawn. Preservation of stem cells by cord blood bank is now taxable. Stem cells are stored when the baby is born, so that some transplant can be done. It costs some 85,000 rupees. Government is saying that only rich people are doing it, let's make money out of it, so they made it taxable now. But GST is a considerative law. Not only considers human being, considers animals. Your pet dog has fever, 300 rupees OP ticket plus GST, no GST, no GST. Veterinary clinic is also covered. Look at one additional thing. Rehabilitation professionals. Apart from, see, there are two people who works on mental health. One is psychiatrist. I have given this in the older notes in another entry. Yeah? I have given it during the government one, that industry. Two people work on mental health. One is psychiatrist, another one is psychologist. Psychiatrists are doctors after MBBS, MD in psychiatry they have done, right? Psychologists are people who have done MSc psychology, MA psychology. What these people do? Counseling. Therapy. Their therapy charges taxable or exempt? It would be exempt if it is done in medical establishment, educational institution, rehabilitation center by government, or charitable trust. Only in these places, if it is done, it will be exempted. Understanding? Suppose an online platform giving you therapy, psychologist, would be taxable or exempt? It would be taxable. It is not done in medical establishment, education institution, etc. Okay, so that first 4 is done. We are going to look at questions relating to that first 4 before we take breaks. Let's do that. Let's do it very fast so that we finish things off. Kalanigetan School is an educational institution providing preschool education and education up to higher secondary school. Which of the following services are exempt if provided at Kalanigetan School? Transportation of students, faculty, staff, catering services, cleaning service performed in such educational institution. All of them. First category, 3. Which of the following services is not exempt? Loading, unloading of paddy, sugarcane, tea bags, potato. Which is not an agriculture produce here? Tea bags. Which of the following services are exempt under GST? Testing of agriculture produce, supply of farm labor, warehousing of agriculture produce. Which one? All the 3. Service of transportation of goods by dash are exempt. Okay, we will come back to that. I have to take transportation. Service by way of warehousing of dash is exempt. How many warehousing is exempt under GST? 7. Can you tell me the list? Cereal, pulses, fruits, vegetables, agriculture produce, rice and minor forest produce. Tea? No. Jaggery? No, not an agriculture produce. Betel leaves? No. Processed cashew nuts? No. None of them are agriculture produce, okay? Yeah, so none of the above would be the correct answer as such. Raw cashews only would be considered, yeah. Yes. Yes. Then look at this. Warehousing of dash is exempt from GST. Rice, minor forest produce, jaggery, coffee. So 1 and 2 would be the correct answer. Which of the following is recognized system of medicine? Allopathy, Unani, Siddha, all of them. Look at question 17. Which of the following services is exempt under healthcare services provided by clinical establishment? Chemist shop in hospital selling medicine to public at large. Taxable. Food supplied from outsourced canteen to inpatients. Exempt. Food supplied from outsourced canteen in hospital to visitors and attendants. Advertisement services provided by hospital to pharmaceutical company for a asthma pump, displaying it prominently in hospital building. Taxable. So only B is the correct answer. 21. Good Health Medical Center. A clinical establishment offers the following services. Reiki healing treatment. Taxable, not a recognized system. Plastic surgery. One such surgery was conducted to repair cleft lip of a newborn baby. Exempt because it's considered to be healthcare. It excludes hair transplant, plastic cosmetic surgery unless it is undertaken to reconstruct anatomy or functions of a body which was lost due to congenital defects, developmental abnormality, injury or trauma. This is how the wordings is written. So it is part of healthcare because it is done to repair a cleft lip of a newborn baby. Newborn baby means it's a congenital defects. Next. Air ambulance services to transport critically ill patients from distant location to medical center. Exempt. Ambulance. Palliative care center for terminally ill patient. Exempt. Care center is a care is also healthcare. We have just done the example right. Alternate medical treatment like yoga. Exempt. Ayushna. Why for yoga? Good health medical center also operates cord blood bank for preservation of stem cells. Now it is withdrawn. It is taxable. Damodar Limited provides services by way of storage of seasonal fruits and vegetable. Taxable or exempt. Storage and warehousing of 7 things. Cereal, pulses, fruits and vegetables is exempt. Examine whether GST exemption is available from following independent cases. Service provided by private transport operator to Scholar Boys Higher Secondary School in relation to transportation of students to and from school. Exempt. Schools and transportation. SSF. Vehicle parking in general public. There is no exemption. So taxable. I have taken this in another entry. State transport undertaking has hired motor vehicle meant to carry 8 to 10 passengers from fast cab renting. Motor vehicle renting company. Taxable or exempt? Taxable. Why? To state transport undertaking more than 12 passenger vehicle I should give. Any fuel type. To local authority, electrically operated vehicle. Renting I have discussed this. Exemption. For exemption. Remember? That's what I am touching here. More than 12 will be exempt. Indiana Engineering College, a recognized educational institution, has conducted an entrance test examination for various courses run by it. Charged entrance fees from applicants. Whether Indiana Engineering College is liable to pay GST on the same entrance exam. Ram, an agriculturist, has stored sugarcane in a warehouse. He has taken fumigation services in the said warehouse from Gupta Pest Control and paid 6,000. Taxable. Pest control is now withdrawn from exemption. Bablu Transporters, a GTA, transported relief materials for victims of Kerala floods, a natural disaster from Delhi. Taxable or exempt? Why? Random 5. R stands for relief material only they are transporting here. Ekta Charitable Trust, registered under 1023C5 of Income Tax Act, manages temple in Rohini, Delhi. It has given on rent a community hall located within the temple premises to public for celebration of Tej Mela. Rent charges is 9,500. Exempt. Less than 10,000. ST Limited has given on hire 5 trucks to Titu Transporters of Delhi, GTA, for transporting goods in central and west Delhi. Hiring charges for the truck is 7,500 per truck per day. Taxable or exempt? Exempt. Why? Goods transport vehicle to GTA is exempt if I am renting. I have done 4 renting exemptions. Second one is GTA goods transport vehicle. Smart Kids, a play school located in Delhi. Smart Kids has outsourced catering services to supply food and drink in the canteen of play school to BTV Caterers Delhi for consideration of 8 lakh per annum. Exempt. Why? Catering to preschool. Wellness Hospital, a clinical establishment in Tirupati specialized in diabetic treatment. It has its own canteen, tasty food. It serves food to inpatients and also other patients not admitted and attendants and visitors. Taxable. Amar Jyoti Charitable Trust, registered under 1023, 9,500 rent. They are giving temple premises, community hall, exempt. Speed post services by Department of Post to Union Territory of Lakshadweep, taxable. What is exempted in post? BIPO, book post, inland letters, postcard, ordinary post less than 10 grams. 7 truck, it is exempt. GTA. We have computational question only, which we can do after we finish the rest of exemption. Yeah, you can take a break now.